Welcome back, guys. We got more comedy on the channel for you today. Lots of comedy. We got tons of videos of comedy up on the channel. So if this is your first time, welcome. Glad to have you with us. If you're a long-time subscriber, thank you for sticking with us. And you know that we have lots of comedians on the channel. But if this is your first time, like I said, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss us going forward. Also got music and sports. But this is the first time that we're doing Russell Peters on the channel.
Yeah.
Russell Peters is from Canada. And so we've heard his name because we have our upbringing. He was in Canada. So I've heard his name for sure, but I haven't checked out any of his stuff, so I'm excited to do that. What about you? Have you checked out any of Russell Peters' stuff before?
I have seen some of it. A lot of my friends in high school loved Russell Peters. I have friends who used to go to his shows and stuff. So I've heard bits and pieces of it through the years, but I was never an avid fan myself.
And I could be wrong. I think he was the first one to secure a Netflix special, but don't quote me on that. Anyways, I'm excited to check this one out. It's called Beat Your Kids. This should be interesting.
In the era where parents aren't even saying no.
Huh?
In the era where parents are not even saying
times
no
have
anymore.
changed. So we'll see retrospectively what Russell was talking about. Let's get into it.
Folks, I hope you've enjoyed yourselves tonight so far. And now, I've talked about white people a lot already, but I got to talk to you a little bit more because I got to talk to you about your parenting skills. Every time I see it on the news, I get really irritated when I hear them. You shouldn't beat your children. Don't beat your kids. Talk to them. Give them a timeout. Beat the motherfuckers. That's what I'm trying to tell you. White folks, please beat your children, because non-white parents will beat their kids. Your dad's Puerto Rican, your mom's black. They must have whooped your ass for no reason sometimes, huh? Hey, son, come here. What's that for? I know you did some shit when I wasn't here. Mexican parents will do that. Mira. They'll beat you, man. Indian parents aren't afraid to kill their kids if they have to, you know what I mean? We're the second largest population in the world. Reproduction's not a big deal. My dad's theory was if I get rid of one, I'll just make another one. Then I will tell the new one what an idiot the last one was. You gotta beat your kids, folks, please. And I know a lot of white people don't beat them, and I don't understand why you won't beat your kids. Please beat them. If you have kids and you haven't beaten them, when you go home tonight, when you turn off this DVD, I want you to go into your kid's room and, hey, buddy, how you doing? Hey, sleeping? Yeah? Oh, that's good. Yeah? Mm-hmm. Yeah? Whack! Just one, whack, He's already lying down, he'll sleep it off. Don't worry about it, all right? You gotta beat them, and I'll tell you why. Because white kids are now going to school with black kids and brown kids and Asian kids, and they're going to school with multicultural kids. And all those kids get beaten. And they'll all be hanging around the playground having fun with each other, you know what I mean? And they'll be talking about the ass whooping they got last night. Black people, my dad beat my ass. And he goes, my dad beat my ass too? I got my ass whooped. Do you want that white kid to feel left out? Beat him so he's not a social outcast. I got sent to my room. You got a room? Beat them, please. And I'll tell you why you need to beat them. Why else? Because when white kids hang around non-white kids, we tend to look at them for advice. And it could get us murdered if we listen to their fucked up advice on how to deal with our parents. I remember when I was 10 years old, I hung around this little white kid, Ryan. Ryan's parents never beat him, and they never even yelled at him. He could do anything he wanted, and nothing was going to happen to him. But he was an angry kid. We walked into his house after school one day. His mom goes, Ryan, go clean your room. Fuck you, bitch! His mom goes, what am I going to do with him? Beat his ass. I go, Ryan, you can't talk to your mom like that. Yes, I can. She's a fucking idiot. Don't say that, man. She'll hit you. No, she won't. She's not allowed to. What are you talking about, dude? My parents hit me. Yeah, well, next time they try it, you tell them to fuck off.
It's so funny seeing Russell Peter's point of view on this, because obviously he's from Canada, like we said. And I think he was from Toronto, actually, specifically. And Toronto is like a melting pot.
Like very multicultural.
Yeah, especially as we were growing up. That's, something that we experienced, right? Was, all these different cultures kind of amassing together.
Yeah, like going to school together. And
yeah, and, what he's talking about is funny because different cultures deal with discipline in so many different ways, right? And, it's hard to say which works and which doesn't for different cultures, right? How they approach things. But it's such a unique dynamic that he's talking about, from the social constructs of the way kids deal and interact with each other and how those cultures may play off one another. It's pretty crazy. And like I said, it's just interesting seeing his perspective of talking about this thing, because he's grown up in an area, being, I think he's Indian, right? So, like you said, growing up with, cultures around him that are not, his own, so to speak.
Yeah. And before that time period, it would have been like you were really only with your own culture. So you only got exposed to.
Yeah. But as a kid, it's so confusing, right? Because he's Canadian, but he's Indian.
Yeah.
And it's like, he's like, his parents are probably telling him one thing, and then he's got kids around him saying, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
But I remember that growing up, right?
Yeah.
Like I had Indian friends too, right?
Me too.
And I'd go over to their house, and their parents would be like super, super strict, right? And they, like my friend would be like, no, I can't do that. I'm like, what do you mean? I didn't understand it at the time.
Whereas at my house, it was always like, you're going to get the wooden spoon. But the wooden spoon never came.
Yeah. No, I didn't experience anything too crazy, but there was some discipline in my household.
Yeah, my mom would just chase us around holding the spoon.
Anyways, like I said, it was just interesting when you don't think about these things on such a deep level, and he's talking about, that's what I love about comedy, right? They talk about these subjects that you makes you think, but it's funny at the same time, right?
Are you sure? Trust me, it works for me. So I went home for the last time. I walked in the house, my dad goes, Russell, come and do the dishes. Fuck you, Dad. What the hell did you just say to me? Do I look like Ryan's mom? Somebody gonna get hurt real bad. That was my dad's threat. Right before he'd beat me, every single time. Russell, somebody gonna get hurt real bad. I hated that threat. You know why? Because he'd always say somebody. He'd never tell you it was you. I mean, you knew it was you. But he'd give you this hope. Russell, somebody gonna get hurt real bad. Somebody. I'm not gonna say who. Oh, I think you might know him very well. I'm in the back praying, I hope it's my brother, man. Please beat Julio's ass. I saw that little brat Ryan at school a few days later. I was like, yo, your little plan almost got me killed. He goes, oh, sorry, dude. I forgot to tell you the other part. If he's still gonna hit you, threaten to phone child services. Why? Because if you phone child services, they'll come and take your dad away and he'll get in trouble. You won't even have to call. Just pretend. It'll scare the shit out of him. You're 10 years old. You figure out how to scare the shit out of your dad? That's like finding kryptonite. I thought I'd try it. I was about to get my next beating. I stopped my dad. I go, don't do it. I'll phone child services. You ever had your parents call your bluff? You'll do what? our phone child services. Is that right? Ooh. Ooh. Well, let me get you the phone, tough guy. What are you doing? If I phone child services, you'll get in trouble. I might get into a little bit of trouble. But I know that it's going to take them 22 minutes to get here. In that time, somebody gonna get hurt real bad. Thank you very much. Good night.
That was great.
Yeah, Russell Peters is a funny guy. You hadn't seen this one before?
No, I haven't.
I enjoyed that one, so
Yeah, it was funny.
hopefully you guys enjoyed it as well. If you did, give us a link or a comment, both actually, with something else from Russell that we can check out, because I'd like to see a little bit more from him.
Me too.
Yeah, so that makes 2 of us. Hopefully that's 3 of us with you as well. And you can hit that like button as well. It would be appreciated. If you haven't subscribed and you want to subscribe, I'd love to have you be a part of the community that we're building, heading towards 100,000 subscribers, and hopefully you're going to join us on this journey, like Sam was saying. That's it from us today. We'll be back with another one real soon.
Bye, guys. Thanks for watching.